I record it for those of you who don't know, for anybody who can't be on the call, because there's usually a ton of great information. We haven't done this for a few months since we switched to quarterly. So I don't know if there'll be more information or less or what, but I just figured I would record it as usual, and we'll just wait for everybody to come on. Since I think the one thing I don't like about Zoom meetings is that there isn't that chit chat before, because everybody comes right on the dot. They don't wander into meetings. So anyway, let's see. Linda, I got your edits and I've made the change. I was just going to wait till after this meeting to send out the revised one. I got an edit from Rosalie as well, and I just thought I'd give another call out before I send 3 different versions in 2 days.
Thank you.
So everyone, welcome. I'm sure that there are people that will be joining us, hopefully, as we come on, but it's nice to see so many people. This is our first of our quarterly calls. We switched in January from monthly to quarterly. We kind of had fewer people who were actually working in food pantries. So we're seeing if this works better for everybody, that we still get the information and that connectedness that we want and need, but not cumbersome with too many meetings. I'm all for that. I'm going to start off. I think we have some new faces here and some people we haven't seen for a while. So I'm just going to let's just do a quick round of introductions. And while you're introducing, we can kind of start a discussion. And I put out some questions of, are you seeing a change in the number of people coming to your pantry now that SNAP benefits have been reduced without the COVID supplement? Are you seeing different people coming, different types of people? I heard from the Oxford Hills Food Pantry that they're getting a lot of young adults coming, which is really interesting, 20 and 30-year-olds in that range. How are you handling, just spring and what's coming up and your finances? So for those of you who don't know, I'm Holly Stewart. I'm the community nutrition educator, or one of 3 at Healthy Oxford Hills. I'm based in the Oxford Hills area. I teach cooking classes at the Oxford Hills Food Pantry. I'd be happy to come to your food pantry if that works out, or get Kate or Bill to come and teach cooking matters there. I also go into all the schools in MS 8017, except for Agnes Gray, because Bill White does that one. So I started this forum as a response to COVID and the disconnectedness of our people who are working in food insecurity in the Oxford Hills area and Oxford County, actually really the Foothills. And it kind of just expanded as more people wanted to be involved and hear what was going on. So I am really pleased to see how connected people are. People are sharing resources, sharing information, helping each other. And that's what it's all about, because you all do such a tremendous job helping other people. I wanted to make sure that you felt supported as best you could in what you do. So that's what this forum is all about. So I'm gonna do Hollywood Squares and just go to Christina Wilson first, because she's in my upper left corner.
Thank you, Holly. Hi, everyone. I'm Christina Wilson, and I'm the Community Health Improvement Plan Coordinator for Rumford and Bridgeton Hospital as part of Central Maine Healthcare. And I've been attending this meeting because specifically in the Rumford Hospital Improvement Plan, there's a topic around social determinants of health and specifically food access. So I'm really just here to observe and listen about what's going on in the general area. And I'm just excited to hear from all of you.
Cool. Thank you, Christina. Linda Bradley.
Yeah, I'm the director of the Sweden Food Pantry. Today we had an uptick of numbers, and A few of some of the younger people that hadn't been coming have returned and said how much their SNAP benefits had been cut. They hadn't been coming because they didn't need to there for quite a while. Some new people, but yet definitely an uptick today. We had about 51 from about an average of 40. Of course, the month of March brought us Tuesday snow every time. So many of our people did not get plowed out, did not come out for Wednesday, and they were excited to be back. So I'm hoping to see daffodils instead of snow soon.
I happened to be in South Jersey last week and I got to see daffodils and trees blooming, and it was really beautiful and shocking all at the same time. Rosalie Ketchum.
Yes, I'm Rosalie Ketchum, and I'm the treasurer of Oxford Hills Food Pantry. And I just thought I'd sit in today to welcome our new director, Karen.
Awesome. Well, Karen, take it away.
Hi, I'm Karen Thurston. I've worked at the Oxford Hills Food Pantry for about 15 years, and I just took over at the beginning of the year as the new director.
Do you want to tell us anything about what you're seeing in your pantry? Who's using it? What's going on?
Our numbers are spiraling upward very quickly. I actually just figured out March, and we served an additional 46 families and over 100 more people than we served in February.
Wow.
We're seeing big families, and we are seeing a fair amount of younger people. I think two things are contributing to that: the loss of the SNAP benefits, but also the closure of the Progress Center.
The closure of the Progress Center. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would imagine that's definitely going to hit Norway families. I think.
Yeah.
Great. Well, welcome, Karen, and thank you for taking on that position. It's really needed, and we're really appreciative of you taking up that leadership role. Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Sousa. I work with the Maine School Safety Center, which is a division of the Maine Department of Education, as their food security champion. So I'm grateful to be able to listen in and keep a pulse on what's going on in our communities, so that as schools reach out for support, I'm familiar with what's going on and can point them in the right direction, but also to communicate outwards if there's anything I can do to support what you're doing. I work very closely with the gleaning organizations in Maine and a couple of other state agencies, so I'm happy to connect. Thank you.
Wonderful. Welcome, Rebecca. Thanks for joining us. And the other Karen.
Hi, everybody. I'm Karen Eastman, Director of Servants Hot Food Pantry. And we also have seen an increase in clients come to the food pantry. It's a mix, a lot of older couples and some of the families that we hadn't seen when the SNAP was, allotment was up higher. But what I'm really noticing is the increase in the food. To purchase the food from Good Shepherd is very high. And so I've had to spend a lot more money, and I've had to use a lot of purchase food from different resources. Haven't been able to get as much of what I wanted from Good Shepherd. So we've been seeing a lot of difficulties maintaining enough food.
Karen, could you share with us some of the resources that you've been looking at, you've been using since Good Shepherd hasn't had enough?
Yes, we use the Amazon Business, and they do help you with your nonprofit. And we do the Dollar Tree. And you can get some good deals through those two places.
Okay.
Martin's, if I can get to Martin's, I pick up food there too. So that's another good resource.
Okay. Carl.
Hi, Carl Costanzi, Community Health Program Manager here at Healthy Oxford Hills and Stevens Memorial Hospital. I manage the food pantry at Stevens. The beginning of March wasn't particularly abnormal, but the end of March was really, really high and made the month of March the highest month since I've been open. I wasn't here last week, I had volunteers running the pantry, so I didn't get a chance to speak with anyone, but I came back to empty shelves. And yes, Karen, the increase in prices, when you're on a fixed budget, which my pantry is, and increased numbers, it's going to be a huge challenge moving forward.
Alina? Can you there you go.
I always lose the mute button every time and I'm like waiting. All right, so I'm Alina and I am the director of the North Freiburg Community Chapel Food Pantry, which is a mouthful. So we usually just say NFCC Food Pantry. We are out in Freiburg and we are open weekly on Tuesdays. Yes, we definitely have seen a change in our families. We traditionally kind of have the older crowd, and we have been noticing some younger families. We've also most recently, within the last 2 months, had quite a few new families, and they're all working families. So they're coming right as we're closing. And they're all, very distraught and upset and embarrassed. And we greet them graciously and thank them for coming. Thank you for sharing the resources, because we too have been noticing that we're not able to get what we want and need from Good Shepherd. And if we do, that's usually limited to one case. We noticed the prices have been going up quite a bit. So I did talk to our rep about that. She was looking to see if she could increase our purchasing amounts, which she couldn't do, but we could potentially order more than once per month. However, we can't get deliveries more than once per month. So that isn't an option for us. And I don't have folks that can go to Auburn as frequently. So there's a good option, but not an option for us. And then I have 2 questions for today. One, is anybody in need of or want tampons? Because I still have banana boxes of tampons from last year. So if you want them, let me know and I can arrange to meet you at the pantry. And then, are there going to be any more cooking for crowds classes? And Holly, I'm not sure, when we first started our pantry, all of my volunteers went up and did cooking for crowds. I don't think that was a Foothills things. I could be wrong. Maybe somebody can.
I think that's an extension. I think the main extension office does it. It's not a SNAP Ed thing, but I think it's the main extension program.
Thank you. I knew it was something extension, but I wasn't sure if it was like Oxford Hills extension or.
It's Oxford County Cooperative Extension.
Thank you, Carl.
You're welcome.
Oxford County Cooperative. Because I'd like to get my new volunteers in on that. And then one of the referrals that I sent you, who's going to be running the Freiburg dinner bell, he wants to do that as well. So
awesome. Great.
Thanks.
Great. That's terrific. Good to hear. Thanks for coming today. Dave Bean, the man whose email always bounces back, and I have no idea why. So I'm so glad you're here. You must have gotten the link this time.
I did. Yeah. I can tell you about that offline. Well, welcome to everybody. In particular, welcome to Karen and Carl and Angie, all people that I work with all the time. And my pitch, if you run a food pantry and you're a partner with Good Shepherd, we can't defray your costs, but we can give you something that you can do this summer that will help a bunch. Starting mid-June, run until probably mid-October. We have a farm to pantry program, which is part of Mainers Feeding Mainers. And we work in cooperation with Good Shepherd, and we will either deliver food to your pantry for free from local farms, or we'll deliver it to a drop place where you can come get it. And that'll be weekly. So make sure that you get back to me. I would love to have you all be part of it. Mainers Feeding Mainers doubled our budget from last year. So we want more food pantries. I think, Alina, I think North Freiburg is in the next county down, but that's good. That's fine by me. Let's see what we can do. As many as many food pantries as possible, and we're going to add a few more farms and really make this work, but it costs nothing, just the time it takes to set it up.
Awesome. Dave,
It
can you
just-
put your email in the chat for everybody and I'll make
Sure.
sure it goes on the follow-up.
It got really easy too. But I'll put that in the chat. I'm from the Bethel Food Pantry, and I should probably tell you how we're doing. We changed it at the beginning of this year. We changed to a market style pantry, and we went from being open twice a month to 3 times a week. So we're open Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays from 9 to 11. I think this morning, when we officially opened at 9, we'd already served 17 families. They either come in and shop using a shopping cart, or we have an order form and they fill it out, and we get the stuff in real time and deliver it to their vehicle if they can't get out. So that's what we're doing. We're up about, we have like 13% new clients. And because we switched methods of doing it, we've kind of increased a lot, but it's just sort of different. It's like 50% of the people come once a month, 30% come twice a month, 20% come 3 times a month. And there are some people who come more than that. You can come once a week if you want to, but people just need to figure out what they need and when they need it. And we even, we're distribution for senior boxes, whatever the real name for it is. I can't even say it, but for senior boxes, we make them open the senior box, look through it, and take out anything that they don't want, so that the word need is really operative in the whole thing. But I think we'll all probably see a larger uptick in the next couple of months. That would be my guess.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you. And yeah, make sure you put your email in the chat and I'll make sure everybody else gets it too. Maureen, are you on here? I don't see a picture.
Yes, I am. For some reason, our video's not working, but I'm Maureen Bean, the director of Burlington Food Pantry. The last 3 years have just, our pantry has grown by leaps and bounds. So we have a little over 1,000 people that come every other week. We're noticing, as has been mentioned, increase in price for our food. Most of our food comes from Good Shepherd Food Bank, and while it's in abundance, those allocations have been cut. So we're having to source in other places, like has already been mentioned, some of the bargains at Dollar Tree or the farmer to farmer has been an amazing thing. Our produce comes from Jordan Farms, and that's been great. And then we also order about 7,000 pounds of fresh produce from Good Shepherd, which has really been an amazing thing because it's at no cost, and people in this area still cook quite a bit. And we ask for fruit, which is kid-friendly food. So last time we got grapes and oranges and tangerines, which was amazing. So that has helped us fill those boxes so they look like groceries. And anyway, we've heard the stories about the SNAP benefits as well. So we have about 50% of our families that are young with children at home, about 30%, which is like 60 and older, and everybody else in between. We have a drive-through model with limited choice. We usually have tables set outside so they can pick coffee or juice or some of the things we have for choice. But most of it's drive-through, and that's worked because of our limited space. So busy, but glad to be busy.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Maureen. Amanda.
Hello, I'm Amanda from Daddy-O's Acts of Kindness Foundation. Our pantry, I think, is a bit different from everybody else's in that it's just kind of a pick up and drop off type thing that we just monitor. We don't have any fridge or freezer space or anything like that, but it's fairly well self-sustaining. I can definitely tell. I think that a lot of pantries are going more to the, picking what you want model, which I think is great, because we're not getting as much dropped off in our pantry that people don't want, which is fine because that stuff tends to build up in abundance. So, and then I'm just here to kind of, see what anybody needs. If there's ever anything that we as a foundation can help out with, we are blessed with a lot of monetary donations. If sometime down the line we need to do a food drive or something like that, we can certainly do that. Obviously we're a restaurant too, so it's a little different, and trying to juggle the two is sometimes a little difficult. So I feel like we've slacked off as far as having community dinners and things like that. But whatever we can do to help, we'll be glad to.
Thank you, Amanda. And I know a lot of our area pantries have benefited from your acts of kindness, the Christmas, the program that you do, where a ton of people have gotten money from that. Angie, don't want to put you on the brink here or on the hook here from Good Shepherd about food prices, but tell us what's happening at Good Shepherd and how you can help everybody out. Before I get you, I just wanted to remind you, if you don't know Sandy Sweat at the Harrison Food Bank, she is very willing and able to support smaller pantries in our area. So all of you are smaller than she is. And she has delivery drivers that are driving around the state picking up stuff, and they will work with you to coordinate deliveries to your food pantry. So please reach out to Sandy Sweat if you don't know her at Harrison Food Bank, and I can include that information.
We went to Harrison for a while, but then sometime in the beginning of, I don't know when it was, maybe this summer, they didn't seem to have as much product. And so I sensed that it maybe that they couldn't support. We started out getting like 22 banana boxes of a variety of things, and then it went down to 12, and then it went down to 10. And so unless it's changed, I'm surprised to hear that.
Well, I haven't talked to Sandy in a while, but anytime I ever have talked to her, she's always like, please tell the other pantries.
Okay.
They can't, they can supply you with what they have as surplus, and as everybody's prices have changed and needs have changed, theirs is obviously affected as well.
Well, maybe I need to reconnect with her.
Yeah, and see what she says. So Angie, please.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm Angie from Good Shepherd Food Bank. Thank you for having me today. It's really nice to be able to see a lot of your faces. I've been emailing back and forth with many of you, and so this is lovely. The pricing, during COVID, there was a lot of funding that was coming through, and I believe at the beginning of the year, Good Shepherd Food Bank was supporting the cost of purchased product at a 45% subsidy. And then throughout the course of the year, up towards the end of 2022, we were supporting 60% of the cost of these purchased products. And then we sent out some correspondence, and I believe it was February of this past year, that dropped to 25%. And that is probably the main thing where you guys are seeing those increased costs, and seeing those bills rising. The decrease that we also saw in TFAT product that started last fall, that really hit everyone. And now the SNAP benefits, so all of these things are kind of coming down from COVID, when we had some extra resources, and so, yeah, it's a real thing. We're trying to focus on some retail opportunities. When I say retail, sorry about my kitty here. Those are the pickups that happen at Hannaford and different retailers across the state. And so we're trying to focus on that program. So over the next couple months, if you're interested, please reach out to me and let me know. And we're going to try and get as many partners that we can to engage more, provide more donations, onboard more if possible. And so that's a good opportunity to try and source some more things from different places for free. And then again, like Dave said, the Mainers Feeding Mainers program will help through the summer tremendously with getting a lot of that really awesome fresh produce from local farmers. Someone else had mentioned that produce is always free. I think that was Maureen from Good Shepherd. So that's another thing to keep in mind. I don't know if anyone has heard about our Nutrition for Me website, but you can go on there and get some ideas for recipes, and maybe having printed some of those out with ideas for different produce that comes through. But that's my spiel on that. I'm happy to answer more questions. And I know Karen and Alina, I'm going to keep working to address the amount of items that you can order. I know that you've both expressed having trouble with that. So, so we'll look into that more. And yeah.
Can I ask a question? I'm Linda Bradley. I've emailed you.
Of course. Yeah. Hi, Linda.
So nice to put a face to your name.
Yeah. Thank you.
And mine's sort of around the quantity too. We used to really kind of depend on, we used to be able to get like 10 boxes of mixed cereal, and it was awesome because it wasn't what we get from TFAP, which is just toasty oats or raisin bran. It was a real nice variety, and that's rare now. And I was just wondering, is that because you're getting less donations, or it's you're busier, so our numbers? Because now, if we get 1 or 2 banana boxes in the cereal, that's amazing. But in that, and along with, you used to have really good snacks. I'm not sure what happened. They're not, there used to be a lot like boxes and boxes of granola bars and healthy granola bars. And now the quality is really, there's these apple bars and strawberry bars that are, it's hard to put them out if you think they're disgusting. I just, it is. If we can't eat it, then I don't expect our participants to. And then just I don't know, it's just so different that we are also doing a shopping cart model where people can take what they need. But now I'm getting worried that, geez, that might be hard to do. Like, we were really low on cereal today. And we do spend a lot of money, and we've had really good donors, but we spent down about $30,000 in a fairly short period of time, with less donations coming in. And it doesn't seem like Good Shepherd is there as a backup. So I'm a little bit worried that we might have to change our model to a more restrictive model, which I really hate to do. But
right, of course. Yeah, I think we all.
So it's a numbers thing. And during COVID, we got pork, and more pork. And then now we're getting chicken, and more chicken. But really almost nothing, not a lot of other choices. A few here, fish sticks once in a while in here. So I don't know what that's based on, but if you could get more donations that gave variety. Because Hannaford's hard for us. We hardly ever get meat from them. And we used to always get meat. We had 2 boxes last time. And other than that, it's been forever since we've seen boxes of meat. And that was a big help because they had variety. And now there's just very little variety.
Linda, can I ask you a question about when you order? Like,
yes.
What day of the week do you order from Good Shepherd?
I usually order on Tuesday, 2 weeks out on a Tuesday, because we pick up on a Tuesday. And it's
okay,
as soon as I can get it.
What Connie Woodward told me one time, not so long ago, was that if you order on a Wednesday, you have the best chance of having a big selection because it takes them the first 2 days of the week to get everything on the computers. So I would try looking around a little bit date
Okay.
wise.
I'll lose
like
my
shop
8
around.
o'clock spot, but it'll be worth it.
Yeah. Like look around, wait a little bit.
It's
a little bit like playing poker, you don't throw it all.
I never was good at that, but I will start looking
like
at
getting airline tickets, which is the best day, right, to order on. Linda, I was also going to suggest to you and everyone else that not everybody who is not connected with working in food insecurity may realize that the SNAP benefits have dropped dramatically. And if you have a donor base, I would reach out to them and I would definitely tell them that they know that food prices have gone up because their food prices have gone up, but they may not realize that people who are receiving SNAP benefits, that they are getting much less. And so the need is greater at this time for the food pantries. So that message is a good message at this time, I think, to send out to your donor base, because they just may not be aware.
And I did post it on my Facebook page, but that's that. I lost the picture, so I'm going to try to join again. I don't know why, but maybe it'll come back. But thank you.
Yeah, I just think, people think about sending in that seasonal check in December, and they don't realize that these food pantries have their own cycles, and that right now it's not a period of abundance that we heard a year ago. Things are slim and far between. So.
And Linda, I'm happy to have maybe a virtual meeting with you at some point and kind of go through different items to look for when you're ordering on the portal. Those banana boxes that I'm sure you guys have all seen, they have different category titles like meats. You can get one that's like a frozen salvage box of meat, which will have.
Yeah, I have ordered that. I thought I ordered it last time. I didn't see it, but anyway, yes. Thank you. And the other thing, and I don't know how to do it, there's a wish list that when you go on to order, and I never did that before, and I went on and clicked on a wish list, but you can't do it because there's no amount of food. The cart is empty, so you can't wish for banana boxes of cereal, or there's just I didn't understand how to do that.
I actually don't know how to do that either, Linda. I haven't explored that feature. So if you're looking for something specific, and your best bet is to reach out to me so that I can explore it a little bit more. I'll look into the wish list feature. Our website is always evolving.
Thank you.
I see, Alina, you've got a couple questions in the chat, and I don't know if everybody is comfortable reading the chat and stuff. So Alina asked, when ordering free produce from Good Shepherd, how many pounds per family do you order? I'm not always sure how many pounds to order.
Are you asking any pantry person?
Anybody, yeah.
I typically order 75 or 100. And I used to get like cabbages.
Not per family, 75 pounds per family.
No, I'm sorry. No.
Wow.
We would have to move out. No, that's per pantry time. But, just on the note, and I can't remember who sent it, but the produce, or as that poundage, that 75 pounds came in this time, the apples a lot of them were rotted. Somebody else had mentioned that. Usually that doesn't happen from Good Shepherd. It usually might happen from Hannaford, but not Good Shepherd. The oranges, we had to pick through, very green. Can you eat green oranges? I know you're supposed to eat green potatoes, but I didn't know about green oranges. They were, but
I don't
anyway.
think I've seen a green orange.
Well, they were pretty green. They must have been picked because of a frost was coming, or they were picked too soon. But
our oranges were small and very dark green, or like dark orange green, and very, very hard too. And
I think we all got the same oranges.
Yeah. I had to Google it too. I was like, what's the best way to help these ripen, or can I, or educate people?
Anybody else have how much produce you order?
Yeah, but I don't think it really helps. Go ahead.
I'm Maureen from Burlington Food Pantry. And when we started, we were told that the produce was free. And so that rang a big bell for us because we had no money. So the produce has been amazing to us. So we serve about 330 families, and we order between 7,000 and 8,000 pounds of produce, just produce alone, which is about 5 or 6 pallets, which is huge. But we give a banana box that's half or more full of produce. So last distribution we gave out, this is all came from Good Shepherd. They got potatoes, turnips, tangerines, oranges, apples that were amazing, really, and some a good variety of other things. But what Good Shepherd has done, which has been a real help to us, 3 years ago at the beginning, it was a shot in the dark. We could have gotten 7,000 pounds of watermelon. We didn't know what we were going to get. Now, I get a call from Good Shepherd telling me what's available in their warehouse. And for example, if it's apples, I ask them please to open at least 5 of the boxes and see what the condition is. Because those boxes go to Good Shepherd and we've been in their warehouse, they're taped shut. So they might not be aware what that condition is. Because, I mean, think about Maine, they were picked in October. So I think they do a superb job, and we're trying to do the best we can to, all of us are. But the produce, for us, it's a lot of work to bag it up, a lot of work. But it is, and we do have the space to store it, so that's the plus too. But I'd encourage you.
That's at least 21
take advantage of that.
per family, which is a good number. What I love about the Good Shepherd produce is that it's usually the sturdy, long lasting produce. So if I order it and or I hand out a lot of it, we know it's going to last more than a couple days or the week, because it's so.
And typically that, I mean, I didn't want to sound negative, and I did, but typically Good Shepherd's does a really good job with the produce.
I think it's hard to figure out that poundage, because a potato weighs a lot more than spinach, I mean, I don't know how you do that. Karen Eastman, you wanted to say something before. What did you want to say?
Yeah, I also had a problem with the produce lately. But Connie told me that if you want half a pallet, it's about 500 pounds. And if you want a whole pallet, it's 1,000 pounds. So that kind of gave me some sort of guideline to go by.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome too.
Yeah.
So 500 pounds is about a half a pallet.
Yes. I also wanted to thank Dave Bean, though, because he did such a good job on that farm to pantry last year. That was a huge help to us in our pantry. So thanks, Dave, for all your hard work.
Of course, we'll do it again. Let's get more pantries.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exciting.
And
I'm
everyone
so
else involved.
One of the things that I do really like that Good Shepherd does, because my husband picks up there, is the guy always comes with a list of extras. And he asked Dawn, what do you want? And we get some of the best spinach, some of the best, we get yogurts, which aren't on the list. I mean, we get things that aren't on the list, and they're really good. And cucumbers, we had nice cucumbers today. And those are things, so when he comes back, we go, oh, what are our surprises? So that's a positive thing that I like.
Does anybody else have any questions or anything else you want to talk about today, while we've got some really well-informed people here?
I have a question. I'm sorry, I jump in too fast, so just tell me to shut up. I'm okay with it. And my question is, have the community capacity grants for Good Shepherds, have they been decided? And is that information out yet?
Not yet, Linda. Those
Okay.
decisions will be made coming up in the upcoming weeks, and we'll let everyone know before the end of April. I'm I'm pretty
Okay,
confident.
we
that
have an
before the
upcoming
end-
board meeting. Yeah, I knew what they would ask and I was just curious.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
I have two questions. So the first one would be for Linda. Because you said something about your 8 a.m. pickup. We just, Angie, myself, and the Level Food Pantry just explored Level getting their delivery delivered to us in Freiburg and then picking it up there because that's much closer for them than going to Auburn. So
I
that might
checked
be
it
an
out.
option.
Yeah, I checked it out because we got a brand new driveway and one of the
Yes.
reasons was for delivery. But they couldn't deliver on the 1st and the 3rd of the month, which is when our
Oh,
pantries are open. It would
Okay.
only be the 2nd and the 4th. And that, for the products that, it'd be okay for some products, but not the vegetables and fruits. And so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
opted not to. But
Okay,
thank
well, if you ever want to order just the non-perishables, we're the 4th Monday of the month, and you could just arrange to pick it up.
And they deliver it to your church, to the church?
Yeah, about 10 a.m.
Oh,
is when
okay.
they get delivered.
And what day of the week?
It's the 4th Monday of every month.
Okay, thank you.
So that's an option for you. And then I don't know who else is close, but I was gonna reach out to Brownfield Market. That's a I don't know, I call it a scratch and dent store. I'm not really sure what exactly. So Brownfield Market is amazing. They're right down the street from us, and they have a pretty big network. I think they travel like down south to get lots of scratch and dent stuff and then bring it back and they sell it really cheap. So I was gonna ask to see if they might help us out with purchasing some of the stuff that we haven't been able to get lots of.
Brownfield works with them.
I know Brownfield does. So I didn't know if anybody else on here wanted to and would coordinate with us for purchasing power.
We would be interested in Sweden. And that's the that store, I believe, is moving, but it just to a bigger space. That's the Mennonite store in Brown, run by the Mennonites.
They did just move. They opened up in their new space.
Oh, they did move. Okay.
On the 31st. It's beautiful. We already went in and checked it out.
So
and
where is it?
It's off of 160. So if you where the old where the old market was, if you keep driving to the intersection with the blinking light and take a left on 160, it's down there on the right before you get to the Green Bridge.
Okay, thanks.
And that's where they grow a lot of their produce. So their produce actually increased quite a bit too, we noticed. And they got a lot more variety now that they have a bigger space. So I'm definitely going to reach out to them in the next couple weeks to see. I don't even know if it's cheaper or not cheaper for some of the stuff that we can get.
Their prices are good. From when I went to the old store just to look, some of the stuff is close to the sell by or best by date, but if it's canned and stuff, that's not going to matter. So, and we recently had some of the people that come from Freiburg to our pantry if they could get their gift card that we give them, if they could go to Brownfield, and we're going to check it out because the prices are better than right now. We do with a handful of people at Thriftway, and they asked if they could be.
Oh yeah, and they have good dairy for a good price at Brownfield Market. Yeah. So I can definitely ask that too if they do gift cards while I'm asking him.
Yeah, and well, Pam, one of my volunteers said she would go and ask, but you could ask too, and that way we'll be sure to have an answer.
Yeah. Okay, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
One other thing I just wanted to mention, I was at a pantry yesterday and she works closely with her local dollar store, and anytime items are discontinued, they give her a call and let her, choose for, I think she had a whole box of waffles, 25 cents a piece for each box. So, and Good Shepherd Food Bank doesn't partner with Food Cities, but if you have one of those local to you, you could reach out to them to see if they have any donations or any other retailers that are smaller that are in your communities. I wouldn't hesitate to reach out to them directly to see if they offer discounts for the pantries.
Do you know if that happened to be Dollar Tree or Family Dollar, which dollar store?
I don't know. I could ask her and get
I
back to you.
think that they actually merged though, so it might be a moot point. I think Family Dollar and Dollar Tree actually merged, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a Dollar General or a Dollar Tree. 'Cause I know those are, or I think they're different, but I can
those
look
two
into
are
it.
competitors. Good to know, because we have a Dollar General right around the corner from us. And Thriftway does reach out to us anytime they have stuff that's over the date or discontinued. And we got 3 banana boxes of cereal, Linda, and I was doing, they were all the same. They were Halloween Fruity Pebbles. But we were doing cartwheels because we were so excited for them.
I've been into Dollar Tree and Dollar General. I didn't think the one in Freiburg, but it could have been the day I went. It had very much in food, but
I don't think they do either, but
the one in Bridgeton has more in food. We have purchased there periodically, and the Food City, we have done business with them, and they don't donate to us because they were donating in Bridgeton, 2 pantries there, and they did for a while, but then they said they couldn't anymore, and I've never checked back. We purchase our gift cards there, but it's come to light that their gift cards don't say no alcohol and tobacco, even though our client participants know that, but there's been a couple issues, so I might start getting gift cards from Hannaford, the corporate place. So just to throw that out if you're thinking of gift cards or business.
Well, I know Family Dollar will work with people to purchase cases. I don't know if it was at a discount. Rotary Club, when they did their like healthy initiative, when COVID first came out, they purchased, basically sanitation, soaps, toothbrushes, toothpaste, all of that stuff that we can't get from the Family Dollar, put it in packs, and we distributed them at our food pantry. They
I
donated.
never asked about ordering, and that's a good idea to actually order it.
You can order from the Family Dollar Tree online and have it shipped to the store, or they will deliver it to your home or pantry.
I think you have to order by the case.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
I think I
And
heard
that's
that.
Dollar
Tree.
Dollar Tree.
Okay, thank you.
But they're not really Dollar Tree anymore. They're $1.25.
Yeah.
And they also recently, Dollar Tree also recently lowered the count that you have to order for items. So it used to be pretty high. And they recently just lowered the count. And I only know because I order a lot of craft supplies there for our clubhouse. And so that I know that's the case.
Anything else? We're getting close to our hour, but if you've got something you want to, please share. I'm going to send out an email. I'm going to have Dave's information about his program. I'm going to say there's tampons in North Freiburg. That if you are looking for support and help, I'm not going to actually, Angie, your people know who to contact, right? If they're having an issue. So I kind of don't want to do that. I'm going to change Bethel to Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 9 to 11 on the calendar. I've already got Linda's edit. She's now at 10:30 instead of
10
10.
to 1, yeah. It said 11 to 1 before.
And now it's 10.
Yeah, we've been doing 10 forever, but we just never fixed it.
And it's good. Your people that come to you regularly obviously don't need the calendar, but I will tell you, there's like 80 people on my distribution list, and a lot of social service providers are on it and medical offices, and they distribute that calendar. So you may be getting new people because of that calendar. So, you guys don't always think about it needing to be updated because you already got a ton of people, but it is a resource that is being used in this community. So we want to try to keep it as accurate as possible. So I appreciate that.
Holly, do you have the level updated? I know that she didn't make it on this call, but do you have the level information updated?
I can tell you what I have. I don't know if it's updated because I
Okay.
only know what I know, right? Hold on a second. Let me tell you what I have for level. Let me just pull up the spreadsheet.
I know it's 2 times a month.
I have the second and fourth Thursday.
Yeah.
I have from 10 to noon. I have 2081 Main Street and 928-9023 is the phone number. Is
Okay.
that the same phone number? Because you've had a different change in director, right? They've had a different change.
They did have a change. I sent it to you.
If you send it to me, then I'm good. I'm really pretty good about that. I'm bad at lots of things, but I'm really
Hey,
crazy about running to update stuff right away. So I don't forget about it.
And do you have the Freiburg dinner bell on for meals?
I don't have anything about the Freiburg dinner bell. The first I
Okay.
heard of it was when you sent me that person's contact information. So if you want to send me information about the Freiburg dinner bell, that would be awesome.
I'll CC you. It's weekly on Wednesdays. It's weekly on Wednesdays.
At
but
what time? Do you know?
It is, I don't know if it's 4 to 5 there. I'll have to look. I know.
Yeah, if you could send it to me, that would be great. If there's a Facebook page I can go look on, I will go look on that.
I'll just CC you, because I know the guy that cooks a lot for them, he's not officially taking over, but he's kind of taking more role. So I'll just CC the 2 of you and say, hey, let's get this information to Holly.
Okay, great. That sounds terrific. And then I'll send out an updated calendar to everybody after I have all this in. So it may take a couple days.
So you actually can include, so because I usually distribute that calendar to social workers that I work with, because that's where I am as a social worker. So I can actually just give them your email to say, sign up directly.
You can, I'll put them on my list.
Okay, that would be easier.
They get all the emails, but yeah, they're welcome to, yeah. And it gets in the paper. It does get in it gets in the Sun Journal papers. The Ad Democrat, I'm sure it gets elsewhere, so.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else have any questions? Rebecca, do you have any questions, or Christina?
Holly, I just wanted to thank you. It's always a pleasure to get on here with everybody. I really appreciate it. And I also want to remind you that it's not my program, it's our program. We're all, it's not me, it's every food pantry that's involved. Karen and Carl and everybody else.
Awesome.
Thank
So I think we're going to keep this as quarterly because we had a great turnout and I don't want to overtax you guys. So the next one I'm thinking will be in July, and then we'll do October and January. And I'm going to keep it on this Wednesday afternoon. And we'll just see who comes up. But I really appreciate y'all being here and being here for each other and being here for our community. What you do is vital. It's so important and so appreciated. Linda, I saw your
I
hand
just
raised.
wanted to throw out a question that maybe other people have dealt with. We have, we're located in the basement of a very old church, and our stairwell is very difficult, and it also has a crook in it. And we started looking into how and our people are older. So, they do drive in the driveway and they come in the opposite door, but has anyone ever got like an ADA, an American Disability Act grant? And how did you do that?
Email me. So I haven't gotten a grant, but because that's what I do for a living, is work with individuals with disabilities and helping them. I've worked with businesses in Conway to apply. There's not always grants where it gives you the free money, but you have access to pretty affordable loans to do ADA stuff. But definitely reach out. It's been a little while since I've helped a business do that, but I definitely can point you in the right direction.
It's really going to, we looked at elevators, that's out of the question. And that a home elevator might have been, but they don't do homes. And I just, because the stairwell is narrow, probably the fire department wouldn't approve. You have to be able to get the chair in and people walk down
36 inches.
simultaneously. I
36
don't
inches
know.
on each side, yep.
36 inches, yeah. I don't know if there's a way. So we just go, we're not ADA compliant, but we make sure everybody gets in who needs to get in by parking in our new driveway, pulling right next to the door.
Legally, that's all you have to do. You don't have to have access. You just have to be able to have means to accommodate them.
Okay.
So if you
That's-
can bring it out to them, that works, a doorbell or whatnot. But that
Linda,
can-
Alina has her cell phone and email in the chat if you haven't seen that. So-
Okay.
So go to that.
I know where she is. I can get a hold. I do know.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And Angie has put the nutritionforme.org link in the chat as well, which is really good recipes. Maine Snap Ed also has lots of recipes in there. And I am always willing, if you have a surplus of something, let me know. And I am happy to send something out to you or several things out to you for the commodities that you have. And I got to tell everybody this one thing. So I was with my mother this past week and she had farina, the exact farina from the food pantry. She bought this at a regular grocery store. And she's like, it tastes just like cream of wheat. I said, you know, I've heard that, but a lot of people say it's much grittier. Okay. She cooked this with water and it was just like cream of wheat. It was not gritty at all. So I'm calling people's bluff on that one. That farina really did taste creamy and it was not gritty. From
I
person.
have a volunteer that loves it. He's a hiker. And he said it's the best thing to eat before you go hiking because it stays with you. So
And it
he took
also
the rest of
has
it.
much lower sodium than the cream of wheat brand. And that's, my mother has to have very low sodium. So that's why she bought it. So you can tell people there's a benefit to it because it's lower in sodium if they need that too. So you just never know where you pick up information. I'm like, I've seen this box before. Anyway, we're coming up at 4 o'clock. I want to thank you all again, and I won't keep you any longer. And I am going to send out the link for this recording as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And everybody sign up with Dave for that Farmers Feeding Pantries program. It's awesome. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.